How's it going, people? Uh, well, here's my take on this little CME deal, which came out after the market closed yesterday, and I had read it. And now today, it's kind of funny. You just got people running around, the debunkers. Of course, there's debunkers. I commented on a couple of videos like, yeah, hey, liquidity is at an all-time level. Risk. I mean, things have never been riskier in many decades across the market. And then here's the CME Group stepping in again with their damn margin monkeying around. But among European banks, the liquidity is just, it's dry as a bone. Now, of course, we're hearing, all this stuff, every day. Oh, well, oh no, we got it fixed. See, we got a plan. We're going to borrow money from China. China comes out and says, oh, no, we're not going to loan you any money. It's ridiculous. We've got our own issues. And besides, you guys are too damn risky. Um, so on and on that goes, right? Day after day, um, just nonsense that that we're treated to here with the market. Which by the way, I mean it's funny. This market. Everybody says you hear it from CNBC or whatever. Oh yeah, the Dows are doing great, and they got the Dow's up 3% for this year, and the Nasdaq's up, and the S&P's up, and all this stuff. Well, not inflation adjusted, it sure isn't. I mean, just look back to when the Dow was at 14,400 or whatever it was at its high. Okay, well then you also had oil was what, 30 bucks a barrel. Gas cost you $1.50, and I mean you could take 50 bucks to the store and pretty much get a week's worth of groceries. Sure can't do that anymore. So the official numbers on how the markets are inflation adjusted are like, oh, they're 40% down. They're at 1995 levels or so, which still doesn't even really identify the problem because jobs, etc. And of course, all those numbers are just manipulated nonsense. But anyway, on to this. I wanted to read you, some of this from, this is now a new article up today from Zero Hedge. Now all these debunkers were out there. I just love YouTube debunkers. They're just the best people around. Oh no, they were wrong. See, well, the original statement from this CME Group was literally like a one-month intern had thrown it together after hearing something around the office as an official statement. But um, basically the CME here, there's initial and maintenance margin requirements, and this is all due. Make no mistake, this is all due to MF Global going under last week due to excess risk taking. So now they're going to basically invite more risk in here by dropping these margin requirements, because obviously behind the scenes there's a bunch of people here in CME Group or MF Global with looking at taking a bunch of losses here, and they still got their accounts in there or whatever, and they're trying however they can to transfer them. So this is for them, and we'll see how long this goes on for. But I was going to join this article here. I'm trying to find it. See, I'll just start here. See, the CME has followed up with its vague press release from yesterday by inviting even more risk in lowering the initial margins. This is why is this a cause for even greater concern? As the CME itself says, initial margins are set to provide an additional buffer against future losses in the account. So going forward, that buffer has been reduced by about 30%. But what is the reasoning provided by CME? The intent and effect of these changes is to decrease the size of any margin calls resulting from the bulk transfer of MF Global customers to new clearing members, not to increase them. I mean, I can't even believe these guys are just coming out. This is the CME Group, supposed to be this market-wide. They're just supposed to be like a referee, basically. So now you got a referee in the game who, whenever one team makes a play that works, oh, they're going to take the ball back, give it to the other team, turnover, Oh, now you got the ball for as long as you want it, you know? That's what this stuff is all about. It's ridiculous. Uh, so basically, the risk by onboarding the accounts of those clients who, like lemmings, held on to their MF Global accounts until after it was too late. Because while lower initial margins may apply to MF accounts, it will also apply to any Tom, Dick, and Harry beginning Monday who will suddenly see a 30% reduced gating threshold to put on a position, any position, no matter how risky. Naturally, if enough people suddenly jump to put on risk, and the market flips and all new positions end up underwater, who will bail out the CMF accounts then? If, like MF, there's just not enough capital on this balance sheet. You know, who will cover that? MF Global itself? They're bankrupt. That the CME has opted for this highly disturbing path is very troubling. And just as in Europe, where 3 months after the financial short selling ban, financials are trading lower than they have ever been. So the unintended consequences from this action will result in even greater stress to the system. There's not a single it gets the wording here is all messed up. Leave the excess money in their accounts. Likely force all specs to trade within a hair of triggering maintenance margin due to fears of what may happen at the CMF and at the CME itself. Now that has been implicitly onboarded, moral hazard from otherwise insolvent MF Global accounts. It also means that systemic liquidity is about to drop to even lower and more depressed levels. You know, another point I got about all this is, you know, you remember the big market crash of, you know, the late 1930s. The biggest reason for it was because everybody in that time was loaded to the rafters in the markets because all was well. Remember? Oh, all was well. Shoot, they had a market collapse. Oh, but everything got fixed. So everybody piled into the markets on margin. Then when it did all fall down, everybody had margin. They couldn't even pay their margin calls. That's exactly what's happening again. So if people want to debunk this and say, oh, this is a non-story, people are out there saying, what do you mean it's a non-story? I mean, you got these CME clowns who, anytime gold and silver is running up, they race out there and hike margins on that. Now that MF Global's in trouble, they're going to rush out there and manipulate those margins down so people don't take a loss with this. Well, it's all just a bunch of muckstering in these markets, and it's all going to end real badly. You know, people think that this is going to fix something. It's all just going to end badly. More risk, drying up liquidity, even causing more dried up liquidity. And now it's just a big gambling casino. Well, now you can just get in, and it doesn't even cost you anything. Oh, you can go in there and buy what's one of the biggest PEs in the market? LinkedIn. LinkedIn. This has got an 1800 PE. That means if you buy it today, it might pay up in 1800 years. And that's what people are dealing with in the markets today, and they think it's good. But anyway, that's my little take on this whole CME thing, and for all the debunkers out there and everything, you know, yeah, we'll keep having fun. You know, you think everything's good. Everything's just great, right? Yep, sure it is. Anyway, I'll leave you the story. You can read it and follow it and take a look yourself. Anyway, thanks. See you later.